Good morning. I'm Kamala Devi and I'm sitting here at Zeg with a little pussy cat. Hi, kitty kitty. She just literally hopped into my lap about a minute before I started this. So today is day 3 at Zeg and I've been camping. I'm in a tent with my my husband and my son, and I want to talk about free love. That's why I'm here. And so I thought I would share first about how I do free love. Oh, there goes Kitty. And then maybe what I understand about how Zeg does it. But essentially, you may have heard me talk about my pod of lovers, which I call a constellation because it's in constant, motion. And there's about 9 friends and lovers who move, play together, dance, make love, converse, connect. And it's not, what's really important is it's not about the physical sexuality. It's more about the sharing of life together is really the way I look at it. And we're at the cusp of going deeper into actually living with more lovers. Currently, we live in what looks like a nuclear household with me, Michael, and Devin, and it looks like we're very primary. But I want to share that that's not necessarily the case. That when we got married, we actually married the community. We felt like our primary connection was a larger tapestry, and there are lots of lovers who are very successful being, thirds in a triad or being sort of free agents in the sea of love. And I want to say that because I think that's the biggest reflection I'm getting here at Zeg, is that people keep talking about, oh, when I get a primary, then I'll be polyamorous. And, maybe once I have a strong foundation, then I can open up. And I know that may look like what I'm modeling, but it's not necessarily. And to be more specific about what my pod looks like, I will share that, we have 3 beautiful individuals that we want to make a home with, and then, and they have other lovers that we may or may not be lovers with, and I have lovers who are outside of the state, like Baba Des and Reed Mahalko, or people I've co-created with, and sex and relation, exploring sex and relationship with them is a big part of what we do in our work. And then there's lovers like Saraswati that I had before Michael. She was my girlfriend 11 years ago, and she's since become Michael's lover, and we travel together, and she was part of our wedding. And Michael has a girlfriend from before he met me, and she has since become, she's been my healer and my teacher and my student and my lover. But, and she's got a husband of over 10 years who's in our tribe, but I'm not necessarily physically intimate with him. And so I just wanted to share that these lines of who's sleeping with whom is not as important as like the the connection and who's making life together. And then a very important part of my tribe is the Tantra Theater group. I consider them, in the act of creating Tantra Theater, make love to them. I mean, it's very, very intimate, powerful work that we do. And some of them are monogamous, and some of them are, like Rita. she plays my lover on stage, but not necessarily in life. And so Then there's, you know, Vraja in the troupe. She and I were lovers when we first met, the night that I met Michael, and we were pregnant together and have been through so much together, and I consider her my lover, but she doesn't necessarily consider me, she considers me her sister, and we are soul sisters. And then there's like Sean Roop, who says, Kamala, you know, like, why use labels? We know what we are. And so there's, you know, lots of different orientations, but my love style is more like a pod, because if we're all friends and lovers and we get together regularly, which I do, I throw pujas and potlucks, and that way I can kind of go on a date and see everybody in one fell swoop. And meanwhile, we all still go on dyadic dates. I think that's very important to develop the interpersonal connection and really hear and understand each other. So, of course, you know, being poly is the biggest challenge in being poly is time management. But yeah, I think the styles may be different for everyone. I realize that my style is more radical than most, and I'm really getting that feedback here. People are so impressed and surprised. The other thing that makes it really work are, you know, of course, communication and clear agreements, but the commitment to no drama has been profound. So I ask Dolores Richter, you know, about her policies around inclusion versus exclusion, because I know my pod might look like, hey, there's some people are in and some people are out, and it might be very painful when somebody wants to be a part of the group, but they're not accepted as such. You know, and of course there's the pain of when a relationship breaks up or is in transition. You know, how does one handle that if you're living together? So I asked about exclusion, and she said that, you know, first, it's about people coming through a process, almost like building rapport. Hi, kitty, kitty. Building rapport and getting to know each other before making a deep commitment. And there is a commitment. You know, of course, if they're living together, it might even be a financial investment. But if somebody's coming and over time and they're not feeling like it's working or it's not resonant, then they're going to know that, and they're going to say, this is not for me, and probably naturally move away. And when it's not self-correcting, you know, if someone's either broken agreements or just really not, you know, or is threatening the whole group itself, threatening the cohesion, then that person, they might have an exit conversation. So it's just interesting to listen to the process of that, and it's more of a conversation than it is an answer. We haven't, you know, myself and my lovers haven't really come up with like a charter or vision for the community. So that's one of the things that we're interested in doing. So those are my notes on how I do my love style. And I just want to show you, here's the kitchen, the community kitchen, just to give you a feel. This whole like bottom area is where we eat our vegetarian meals, and then the top area is like dorms, and there's lots of beautiful buildings here, and it's super early because Zeg is very busy from morning till dancing in the evening, and groups and classes through the day. So normally this place would be, you know, packed with people in their teacups and cuddling, and it's just a really wonderful, wonderful, you know, heart center. So I'm thrilled to get to share this with you and more. I'll check in with you tomorrow. Namaste.